Everybody ready? Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the special meeting of the Board of Commissioners for conclusion of the Premier Center Luxury Apartments conditional use. We have a roll call, please, Randy.
Sure. Commissioner Walk?
Here.
Commissioner Long?
Here.
Commissioner Seton?
Here.
Commissioner Kelly?
Here.
And Commissioner Morgan?
Here. All right. If everyone would please rise and join in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Since today is a very special day, Veterans Day, I want to thank all of our veterans in the audience and throughout our entire community in the Lehigh Valley for their service. All right. I'd like to note that the Board of Commissioners did meet prior to this meeting for legal advice in executive session. And I'd like to note that all public sessions of the South Whitehall Township Board of Commissioners are electronically recorded, filed, and posted on board docs for the public's access. So this evening, as you all know, it's a special meeting for the Premier Center Luxury Apartments conditional use. And I want to start off by personally thanking everyone involved with this proceeding. It has been a long but very important process. As the proceedings continue tonight with a vote, I hope everyone in this room remains respectful and mindful of others, no matter of what your personal viewpoint might be on this particular subject. I think that's very important to mention. I did ask Attorney Zader also to go over a few logistics before we go into the rest of the meeting for the vote.
Thank you, President Morgan. And my comments will be brief. For those of you that were at the last hearing, you may recall that it was mentioned that the presentation of evidence, meaning testimony and exhibits, that was concluded. The opportunity for public comment on this conditional use matter, that was concluded. The opportunity for legal argument by counsel for the applicant and counsel for several residents who are officially objectors, parties in interest in this case, that was concluded. So the technical hearing in the conditional use matter was concluded with the oral argument at the last meeting. The only thing that's going to be occurring this evening with respect to the conditional use matter is a vote by the Board of Commissioners. So unless the board has any questions of me, I'll turn it back to President Morgan for proceeding.
Thank you, Attorney Zader. Any questions for Attorney Zader, board? All right. So at this point in the agenda, I will look for a motion to either approve or deny the Premier Century Luxury Apartments conditional use. Do I hear a motion to approve and or deny from anybody on the board?
I'll make a motion.
And your motion is?
My motion is to deny approval.
But we do have a motion on the floor from Commissioner Walk to deny approval on the Premier Century Luxury Apartments conditional use. Can I have a roll call vote, please, Randy?
We need a second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll second it.
We have a second on the floor from Commissioner Sutton. Can I have a roll call vote, please, Randy?
Sure. Commissioner Walk?
Brief statement. The applicant has not met the burden of proof required by the South Whitehall Township Zoning Ordinance 350-18 for the granting of conditional uses. I vote nay.
Commissioner Long?
Yes.
Just to clarify, the motion was to deny. So by voting nay, are you in effect voting against the motion you made?
Thank you. I vote yes to deny.
Commissioner Long?
Yes.
Commissioner Seton?
Yes, just a little comment. For the last few months, we have heard pros and cons of this development. We must understand that the landowner and or the developer have the legal rights to develop their property consistent with the law. This property will someday be developed into something, and not everyone will agree with its concept. I believe most of us do want to see something different. Whatever is developed in this property is here to stay for many years to come. It is important to mention that what is good and safe to the township is good and safe to the developer. I'm not convinced that the traffic study introduced by the developer for this project was sufficient or accurate. Therefore, vote yes.
Commissioner Kelly,
I do not believe the developer met the burden for conditional use for this property. I vote aye.
Commissioner Morgan,
Based on the testimony provided during these proceedings, this has been a long and very, quite honestly, difficult decision to make. But based on the proceedings, I believe the traffic study was in fact insufficient. Therefore, my vote is also yes. Deny. So therefore, that motion carries to deny the conditional use for the Premier Century Luxury Apartments. At this point, there is no opportunity for comments and questions on this because of the conditional use hearing.
That's correct. This vote would conclude the conditional use proceedings, and Mr. Gallagher, you're free to go, sir.
We do have this opportunity for courtesy of the floor. This is for a non-agenda item only, so not related to the conditional use hearing. Is there anybody in the audience for courtesy of the floor? Okay. We have no executive session planned. Absolutely. My apology. Is there anything in Zoom for courtesy of the floor? Thank you, Rob. All right. With nothing being offered for courtesy of the floor, we have no executive session. I do need a motion for adjournment. So moved. Motion on the floor from Commissioner Kelly. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Walk. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.